Alright lads, how you doing? Welcome back to Maggie TV, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a good day. Today I'm going to be talking about Kai Havertz and Kante. I'm going to be talking about why I think Kai Havertz is very likely on his way to Chelsea. And I'm going to be talking about why I think Kante is very likely on his way out. They are the two subjects that are kind of linked, but they're two different subjects that I'm going to be addressing in today's video. Lads, before we get into the video, as always, subscribe, like, comment, and share my video. I'd appreciate that. Let's get in. So who should we address first, Kai Havertz or Kante? I'm going to go with Kai Havertz. I'm going to start with Kai Havertz because then you'll see why things are what they are. Now, we can talk about the tweet that Kai Havertz liked. It doesn't make any difference. It's neither here nor there. We can talk about social media hype. I'm not gonna do that because I don't think transfers are decided on social media. There might be aspects that involve social media, but the decision isn't done there. There's people who get involved, who hype up the situation, who give it that little bit more of an urgency, but the actual decision to make that transfer, to pay that money, to sign that contract, social media has nothing to do with it. So let's not talk about that. Let's talk about what makes sense here. Kai Havertz as a player, he is ideal for Chelsea. Chelsea need that signing. And I'll tell you why Chelsea need the signing, because I know in previous videos there was a difference of opinion on this particular signing. And I'll tell you why we do need Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz, the position that he offers to strengthen for us is in the centre of the park, as well as a potential outlet on the left. Right now, we have a problem. When Tammy Abraham is injured, who comes in to fill in his shoes? I know some of you are going to be saying, Thibaut Warner, we just got him. He can do that. Not really. Warner, in my opinion, is not going to be playing as a lone striker. He's going to be playing as an inverted forward, primarily, in my opinion. So, he could fill in for Tammy Abraham on a temporary basis. But if Tammy Abraham has a long injury, God forbid, then you're going to need someone else to be there on a long term. And we all know Batshuayi and Giroud, they're not going to be around. To be honest, I think Giroud will probably be sold. And the fact that he signed a new contract, it's just to get us that little bit more of a bargaining chip in respect to him and a safety net, really. Because Batshuayi, he's probably gone. He'll be sold. So Kai Havertz coming in, he will give us that depth in regards to the centre of the park. That is what I'm trying to say here. So we will be getting Kai Havertz purely for that reason, because if we don't get Kai Havertz, we are going to have to get a striker or someone who can fill in that role. You also need to understand the following. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, both have officially withdrew their interest from Kai Havertz. They were keen on the man. And they can't afford him. Real Madrid, believe it or not, can't afford to get Kai Havertz right now because of financial issues that they're currently dealing with. They have a lot of dead wood. I'm not going to mention names, but they have a lot of dead wood at Real Madrid. And they need to get rid of him. And until they do, they can't get Kai Havertz or anyone of that kind of price tag. Bayern Munich, they want to get Leroy Sané. They want to get him to the door. He's expensive. And they can't afford to get Leroy Sané and Kai Havertz. So they've pulled back. They've said, you know what, we'll focus on Leroy Sané. Leverkusen, might get to the Champions League next season, and they might not. And if they don't, they can't really afford to keep Kai Havertz for another season. They can't afford it, because as time goes by, his price diminishes as his contract gets closer to the expiration date, and they won't be able to get money for him because he wants to leave. Kai Havertz wants to leave. Kai Havertz wants to go on to bigger and better things. And there are aspects that influence Kai Havertz. The fact that Thibaut Werner has signed just makes it that more interesting for Kai Havertz to do the same. The fact that agent Rudiger is all giving it, man, you need to be on my team, influences the situation. And I believe Kai Havertz personally would like to see himself at Chelsea next season. It's all a matter of us paying the right price to get the right player. Chelsea have changed the way they do business. Because as we all know, Chelsea always leaves it to the last minute. Chelsea was lastminute.com when it came to transfers. All that has changed since Frank Lampard became the manager. Because the first transfer that we did was literally straight after the winter transfer window closed, January window. It closed within, I think, was it a week, just over a week. Ziyech was announced. And just before this window opens, Thibaut Werner is announced. I think we're going to announce Kai Havertz before the transfer window officially opens. And I'll tell you why. Because the sooner we do business, the quicker we do business, the less competition we're going to have for those players. You see, the closer we get to the end of the season, the closer we get to the transfer window, the more of an informed decision clubs can make. Once you know the transfer budget you have for next season, when you go to make your purchases, you are in a more informed position. Therefore, it has less risk. And that's what clubs like to do. They like to leave it to the end so that they can make the decision with a minimum amount of risk. Now, with Chelsea making their purchases early, it obviously gives us a more risk factor, but we can do it because we have the funding, we have the finances. Now, I know the finances situation is debated here and there. Everyone is thinking, do we really have the finances? Do we not? Well, look, we're making these purchases, so obviously we do have some money. Now, are we as liquid as a lot of people believe? I don't know, but we do have money, and we can afford it. Because if we couldn't, we wouldn't be doing this. We wouldn't be going to Kai Havertz when we need to get a left back and possibly a centre back. Because we can afford to do this, we are going for Kai Havertz. Because we can afford to buy extra players. Now, in case we couldn't afford to do this, this is where we segue to N'Golo Kante and his situation. You see, there's a lot of talks in the media about us needing to sell N'Golo Kante to finance said transfers, to finance the purchase of Havertz and other players. We need to sell N'Golo Kante. Now, do we? Do we need to sell N'Golo Kante to finance these players? You see, if that is why we're selling N'Golo Kante, maybe. But my understanding is as follows. N'Golo Kante is a very, very strong and talented player that can provide a lot of security in the middle of the park for Chelsea. We all know this. I'm not telling you nothing new here. Should Chelsea sell N'Golo Kante to generate funds to buy X, Y, and Z player? Does Chelsea need to sell N'Golo Kante to fund X, Y, and Z player? There's a lot of talk in the press to suggest that Chelsea need to sell N'Golo Kante to buy other players. Now, do you see how crazy that sounds? We got to sell the best midfielder, the best defensive midfielder on the planet, so we can buy X, Y, and Z players. Does not make any sense. The thing is this. Let's talk about N'Golo Kante. Is he still as good as he was? I don't know. N'Golo Kante hasn't been the same since the World Cup. N'Golo Kante has not been the same since the World Cup. And Nini FC, Blue Lines TV, he's made a video a few weeks back talking about this, addressing this. A very, very good video. You should go check it out. A very good video. If you haven't seen it, go look at it. Watch it. N'Golo Kante, since the World Cup, has not had a moment's rest. Injury after injury, tournament after tournament, and he's been, active. He's not rested. But is that really why the man is getting injured so much? Or is it because the man's body just can't take it anymore? He's 29 years old, and Kante, you see it when he's playing. For 90 minutes, he's running non-stop. He's active. He's very, very active, hyper. So the man spends a lot of energy on that pitch, and that is why he's such a good player, because he doesn't stop running. Now, I don't think Chelsea are gonna get the Kante of old next season. The rest of this season, Kante is dipping. He's dipping. But even a dipped Kante is still one of the best defensive midfielders on the planet. Do we sell him to get X, Y, and Z player? No. Because if we sell Kante, and you've all seen the reports, Kante for 60, 70 mil. Yeah, 60, 70 mil. Kante should be around 100 million. And we're talking 40 million, 30 million less of that price. The price of a full professional player. The price of a Hakim Ziyech. That is the difference in his price tag. We need to re-evaluate this, because maybe selling Kante now is not really ideal. Chelsea do need to free up money to make purchases. There's a million different ways to do that. Pedro, Willian are going. They're going. Their contracts are massive. That is money that's going to be freed up. Batshuayi probably going to be sold. That's money that's going to be freed up. There's talks about Barkley being on the way out. If we get Kai Havertz, that's money to be freed up. Okay? One of our left backs is probably going. Now, I know he's going to say that money will be used by the other left back, but it's still money freed up. Do you understand? Money for X, Y, or Z player. So the sale of Kante is not really something that we should be contemplating right now. Not when we are looking to be title contenders next season. You need Kante in the team. I respect the youth that we have, the likes of Ampadu, Billy Gilmore, and others. But if we want to be challenging for titles next season, you need to have the strength and depth, and you need to have Kante in your team. So, that's it for this video, lads. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you for being here to the end. Appreciate you. Wish you have a good day. I'll catch you in my next video, and peace out.